There's something interesting about this. Welcome, good evening. How are you? Welcome to the musings and wanderings of Don. Anyway, what is this? Let's see if we can just fix this before. Okay. So today is the 4th of February. Shot down a Chinese spy balloon today. So that was interesting. But we watched that. But really, what we did today, this morning, I decided to check out the new re-release of Risen on PS4, PS5 version. PS4 version played on the PS5. And I did start it last night. I wasn't crazy about it at first. I didn't want to play it because I do have the third one. I don't know if I have the second. I think I have the second one as well. I have to see if that was on PS3. I want to say. But I had started it last night and I got wrecked by like the first stupid vulture in the game. So I couldn't figure out exactly what the hell. That's how it did remind me. I mean, of all the old school types of games where you had absolutely no tutorials. The game just throws you into it, and you just got to figure shit out for yourself, which is fun. That's the way, growing up. We used to play that stuff, but then, however, just some of the basic stuff, like I was talking this morning about what the dodge mechanic is. It's an action RPG. If you don't know about the Risen series, I think somebody I think a stream was watching or something, was remarking that it's kind of a AAA. I was like, it's not AAA, but it was one of the, some of the bigger at the time. Publishing companies made it. It was a 3-game series, and it's rough. I think it's all owned by THQ Nordic now, and so they're putting them back out. But they're action RPG, kind of open world-ish. They're also related to the Gothic games. There's 4 Gothic games. There's 3 Risens. I think they have Risen 3 Title Wars. They released on PS4. The second one, I think, did go on PS2. Not PS2, PS3, I'm sorry. Risen 1, I believe, they did port that over at one point too. I think the 360, but I never had that. I did have a 360. I had 2 of them. Both of them are rotted. But I never owned the first Risen. So when it came out, when I saw it was coming out, at first it looked like it was going to come out because I think there was a reviewer. No, somebody streamed it last year. It might have been THQ Nordic's Twitch channel that streamed it. And I was like, oh, or maybe it was GOG or something. And I was like, oh, it looks like it's coming out soon. And just didn't hear anything else about it. And so they were re-releasing and they basically just threw a high-res coat of paint on it. They just high-resed it a bit. I don't know of any, because again, I don't have any firsthand knowledge of the original, because I don't own it, never played it. As I said before, I played. I do have the second one. I don't think I even touched it. I do own it on the PS3, and I have the third one. I actually started the third one. They're interesting. A little jank. Um, they were done by a known developer and publishing house back in the day when they first came out. Now owned by THQ Nordic, and they're re-releasing it. I guess I don't know if they're trying to gauge interest for perhaps continuing the series, maybe making a fourth one, or whether they're just going to get the miles out of just re-releasing the old titles, which is fine. That's actually I'm a big fan of re-releasing old titles. There's no question about it. I'm not somebody that bitches and moans about re-releasing old titles. Yeah, I don't have any issues with that because I myself am mostly, it's just something. I don't know whether it's my age, growing up in the '80s, on first Atari, then NES and Super NES and stuff, and whether it's a rose colored glasses thing, but I don't get as hyped. And even when I'm playing the newest games, the graphics are fantastic and whatever. Whether it's a new God of War or whatever, Horizon or any multitude of other titles. But the more modern titles, that you can play them, but I don't have that same attachment. And I go back and I play the old ones, and I'm not like, oh wow, I must have been. They should have stayed in the. I'm not one person that says, oh, those games should have stayed in the past. They didn't age well. I go and I may not have the exact same reaction that I did, but there still is that attachment. I'm like, wow, I can go back and play these games many times. So I do like re-releases, and I'm happy that they are doing that now. Uh, with games, especially the games that I missed, like this one. So it's pretty interesting. As I said before, the controls, the combat, little jank. There's no question, especially in this one. Same thing with Resident 3. You gotta learn. It's not. You don't have that level, and I'm not a huge, say, Souls fan, but you don't have in a Souls type game. And I'm not saying this is a Souls type game. I'm just saying as an action RPG, third person action RPG sense. What you see in, like, say, a Souls game where you need like pinpoint accuracy, you need a level of the control has to be dead on. It's got to be responsive. Um, sure, you're going to have rules, but they got to be fair. You can't be janky. You can't half-ass them, and that's what you're going to get in these. You're going to have the controls are half-assed a little bit, but in a good way. The games, they're pretty good. Well, I did turn so the combat. Well, the thing that I had to get used to was how they decided to. My big problem was that it looked like, and I couldn't understand why, that they wanted to have it so that your character, the only way to dodge was to double tap a direction on the left analog stick. So you move around by moving the left analog stick in any direction. If you wanted to dodge, either to the sides or backwards, you can't dash forwards. You had to double tap. And I said, I hate that normally. Well, except for in beat 'em ups. And I'm not, I'm not crazy good, even though I've played a lot of beat 'em ups. I'm not crazy good at that double tap or in fighting games like Tekken. Um, Never been crazy good, but I can't do it in a third. So yeah, you can do that, but it turns out you actually have. They took because again, there's no tutorial, so they actually found a way to open up the section where the controls were, the controller mapping, and as long as you have your weapon drawn. And I thought also for some reason the R1 button does put your weapon away. You got to take your weapon out and put it back uh, by tapping the L1 button. The R1 button also puts your weapon away. I don't know why. It doesn't take it out, but it puts it away. So I don't know. I finally got um, a decent little part of the way into it. So when I got to the first house, brought the girl there. Finally got a shield. Finally got a decent, a regular sword. I got to the second abandoned house with that other guy in it. And then I went to this little, I don't know, call it a plantation or something with some guy planting crops or something. And, you know, wasn't it's not terrible. It was nice to. I was really aggravated with last. I was like, I can't do anything. First of all, the game's telling me no. There was one tutorial. I'm sorry, there was one tutorial, and that was to parry. Except for the game doesn't tell you you can't parry if you don't have a weapon or a shield. So I'm trying to parry, and this friggin' vulture is pecking me to death. So interesting. As I said before, I did play a little bit of Risen 3. I will return to that at some point. I was doing action RPGs at that point, and I was like, starting this one, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm not exactly hooked on it. And when I get onto some other stuff, I went into some Metroidvanias, which I love, uh, and some Zelda-like games and stuff at that point. Um, so anyway, what else did we do? Did I do today? Um, I played some more E's Memories of Celceta. At this point, the last thing I did, and I was working on it, I finally got the million gold trophy. Uh, yeah, in the main story, right after I got to the city of Danang. So it's the last main city, NPC city, I believe, in the game. Got the final character, and then was working on because I wanted to bought all the new equipment there, and was working on getting more Boar exoskeletons so I can upgrade all the equipment. Um, uh, well, I got all the new equipment. The only new weapon I didn't buy there was the was Karna's new daggers because I got her uh, hyper weapon daggers, the one from the quest. So I kept her with that, even though they're slightly weaker. They do inflict heavy. Um, and then, but I got all the Boar exoskeletons, and then found out the best place to go. And I also found this on the trophies. Was it the PlayStation Trophies site? Is to farm slimes, farm liquid, filthy and clear liquids, and you also get a lot of acidic liquids too from slimes in the underground ruins area. Uh, combine that with the Areolus urn upgraded. That gives you constantly gives you money. I did hit over 1 million. I'm going past that because I want to save that 1 million for there's that gold statue or something you can buy for like 1 million, or it's some exorbitant price that is used to it'll give you all nines in every stat on one piece of equipment if you use it to refine a piece of either a piece of equipment, a weapon, or an armor. So we did that, and then lastly, I played a little. I did a stream of Trails in the Sky SC. I started that on the one version on um, the Steam version, rather. It's a continuation. I started with, well, the thing with the getting into the Legend of Heroes series, and I started out with playing a little bit of the first Trails in the Sky. I then had played, or no, I might have. I actually had started years ago. I played um, the first Cold Steel. Then I got the Zero that just came out. I got that when it came out. And I was looking at, and the people right there, if you're looking to start the series, I would recommend starting in order. Even though, Trails in the Sky is the oldest, it's the most archaic as far as, you know, the battle system and the character development system, the orbal system, and but it's great. But anyway, we got to I'm in Ruan, chapter one, prologue. Yeah, there's no absolutely. And I'll probably have more musings on my opinions, which I did in the video of that game when I was playing through it at the time. But I'll have more in um, these dissertations that I'll be doing, these opinion pieces I'm going to be doing, videos rather, of what I thought of the prologue of SC. And it's true. I feel just like everybody else does. But yeah, I picked agate or agate, whatever you want to call them, and agate, if that's a pronunciation. And we did the warehouse fight with the Ravens. And now it's just doing, because one thing I am doing absolutely is I'm a complete believer if they put in world building and character building and learning story and talking to every NPC in the game every time they have something new to say. So it took me 93 hours with everything done for the first one. It's probably going to take me 100 plus. I don't know how for the second one, easy. Because I believe that if you put the time into it that they did, why not enjoy it? It's like, enjoy the work that these programmers have loved. And it's a great series so far. I'm really enjoying what I've played of it. As I said before, I did play I'm in chapter one in Cold Steel. I'm in chapter two in Zero. I really like Trails from Zero. But I decided before I went, I just broke it off. I was like, you know what? I really should go back because they're talking about things that I'm not getting. And you can play it. I would recommend it. If you're going to play it somewhere in the series, start with one of the arcs. You have the Trails arc, the Sky arc, the Crossbell arc, the Cold Steel arc. At least start with the first one in one of those arcs. My total recommendation is start with the first one. Start with Sky, Trails in the Sky, and just work your way forward. It's the best way to go. But I'll talk more about that. Anyway, I just wanted to give an update as to what I played today. And really, I guess I should have started the video off with you because I'm going to basically be doing um, these little videos as kind of a video diary of games I'm playing, even just different opinions about different wild things that come out of my head, my ADHD head and mind. These are going to go anywhere. So they're probably going to get wild. and just be a stream of consciousness that goes in every which direction. It probably won't even make sense at times, but just to get, and I'll probably give, reviews and ideas and opinions and commentary, and may even get political at times. Who knows? But I think it'll be a fun diary thing. That I'm starting this as a test right now because I'm testing my whole streaming and you know setup here, my camera, my platform. Um, uh, I'll be talking about that as what I'm doing with streaming and stuff as well. That'll be part of it. But this was a fun thing to do for my first video game desk diary. I call it the video game desk, or Don's wanderings, the wanderings of Don, the things that come out of my head, essentially. So I hope you enjoyed this. And if you didn't, it doesn't matter because I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it more. So have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Might be tomorrow, might be 3 weeks from now. I have no idea. Have a good day. Thank you.